Hello. Happy Friday, guys. I'm in a very good mood today. How about all of you? I have a background change. Who can be the first one to point it out? Hello, Bonnie. Hello, Opal. Good morning. Good morning, Miriam. Nice to see you. Hello, Christian. Good morning, Jackie. Picture on your right. Over here, that hangs out. That's me and my husband over there. Jane, good morning. Doug, hello, Jackie, and everyone with... It's too small. What animal is that? Is that a wolf? Christian, what's that? A fish? Oh, I have had fish. Kristen, you might not have been here in a while. I got fish in May. I changed up my plants. So, I used to have Lydia right here. And Mary, this is Mary. Mary was right here. Lydia was that big Diffenbachia, that's what she's called, a Diffenbachia, and she was just growing out of control. So she's in the corner of the room, and I readjusted my plants. So it was actually fun. I went back and watched a lot of my old videos to see like how small these plants were, and now they're huge. Christine, I love that they have names. Me too. They told me their names. So this is Monet. That's kind of a cop-out. She's a money tree, so I just named her Monet. She didn't tell me what her name was. But Mary did for sure, and Lydia did. Good day, Michelle. Welcome, welcome. I'm in a... I don't know, I'm feeling really good today. How are you guys feeling? I hope you're sharing my joy and excitement. We are here today for a Venus in Libra oracle reading. If this is your first time with me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso. I am a Reiki master teacher, and I am joining you from northern Illinois, where autumn is upon us. And this time of year tests my level of acceptance and flowing with the cycles. It's hard for me to give up summer. But nonetheless, we had Venus enter her own sign of Libra yesterday. So Venus will be in Libra until October 23rd. So just about 3 weeks of Venus in Libra. And it is... Venus in Libra is like such a just yummy, delicious, beautiful placement. And we'll talk about that in a second. Opal, same here in Ontario, switching to fall. Yeah, Jennifer, love it. I knew a Monet, love it. Mary and Lydia, this made my day, love it. Jackie, feeling awesome. Agitation from the past couple weeks has disappeared. You know, I feel like that happened this morning, or even yesterday for me. And I was actually going to ask you guys if Wednesday was a hot day for anyone else. I had a hot day on Wednesday. I was agitated, got into a pretty heated argument, which is not me at all. And then I talked to a client yesterday, and she was saying that Wednesday, like, she was just pissy the whole day. Like, something about the energy of Wednesday, and I'm curious if it affected you guys too. But that kind of, my astrological brain turned on, and like Venus was just about to leave Virgo, so maybe that was like the last hurrah. So when things are at the 29th degree of a sign, it's called the anaretic degree. So I'm wondering if the anaretic degree of Venus in Virgo was just like, yeah. Nicole says Wednesday was terrible too. Interesting. Maybe that was just like one last, here's what it is like to feel angry before we go into all of this harmony. So looking at the planets, I do feel like there's going to be energies available for us to feel just like relaxed and balanced and fair up until October 23rd. We'll talk about that in a second. Doug, Wednesday, none of my electronics were doing right. Computer and treadmill having issues. Mercury is retrograde, and that can impact technology and stuff. Michelle, my natal chart has Venus in Libra at 9 degrees in the 10th house. Beautiful. I think the sun is coming right up around 9 degrees. I'd have to check. Christine, maybe the hurricane affected us as well. That could be, you know, a lot of weather energies going on, natural world energies. Illinois is pretty far from Florida, but I wouldn't be surprised, right? Everything is connected. Katie, oh yes, for sure. I was channeling that it was something about solar flares, and apparently an asteroid was crashed into. Cool. Love it. Bonnie says Wednesday was a tough one. Nichelle is feeling very disappointed this week and left out. Well, I'm sorry to hear that everyone kind of had a crappy week, but misery does love company. But it's nice to know that you're not the only one, right? So Venus is the ruler of Libra. Venus rules Libra and Taurus. So when planets go into their own signs, it's like they're at home. So imagine how you act at a friend's house, like you could be comfortable if they're your best friend, right? But you're not as comfortable as you are when you go to your own house. So Venus is, maybe this is her summer home, right? Maybe Taurus is like her home and Libra is her summer home. So she's here, she's comfortable, she's letting her hair down, like she's settled, she feels good where she is right now. So this energy of Venus and Libra is going to bring us harmony, right? The energies of harmony will be available to us, balance, fairness, and relating to others. Libra is a sign that enjoys relating to others, seeing both sides, and doing this through the lens of Venus, seeing both sides with love. So we have Venus in Libra until October 23rd. So this harmony is going to be in the sky, right? This energy is going to be available to us as things start to click forward. We've been in retrograde season. We've had 6 planets in retrograde. That's where we are right now. And they're about to start moving. Like things are going to shift around throughout October. So I invite you throughout October to feel into this Venus in Libra energy. We also have, let me take a look at my notes. Mercury is entering Libra on October 10th. So we're getting more of that balanced fairness energy. So as we go into October, we have Mercury is going to switch direction. Mercury goes direct on October 2nd. October 8th, Pluto moves direct. And then stuff kind of hits the fan at the end of October, but live in the present, right? Find your balance now. Hold on to that balance and hold on to that peace and just enjoy it and carry it with you as things might start to get nutso. So at the end of October, the 23rd, this is just looking ahead very briefly, but when Scorpio season hits us, I love Scorpio. It's very intense. But on the 23rd, the Sun and Venus zoom into Scorpio, and that's when Saturn moves direct. So our regulations, our boundaries, our limitations, we've been reevaluating them, and I'm getting this feeling that at the end of October, like they're going to be put to the test. Like, are you sure you know your limits? Are you sure you know your boundaries? And then we have eclipse season coming up. So we have the solar eclipse on the 25th, and on the 30th, Mars is going to go retrograde in Gemini. So enjoy what we have now. That's the message of today. We have harmony, we have balance. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Opal says my Pluto is at 18 degrees of Libra in the 12th house. Very interesting. Pluto is all about breaking stuff down, examining all sides of things and determining what you want to leave out and what you want to keep. 12th house is all about spirituality, the unknown, the occult, things that we can't see, the unconscious. Dr. Monica, good morning. Nice to see you. TJ, I could use some harmony and peace this month. Oh, yeah, sending it to you, right? Nicole, my Sun and Venus are both in Scorpio. Intense. So I am a Taurus. Taurus is opposite of Scorpio. And when signs are opposite of each other, my way of looking at it is that we have the same goals in life. Like we want the same outcome, but we just go about it in our own completely different ways. So I enjoy Scorpios. Very intense. Just a different approach than what I'm used to. So I have 2 decks today that I want to use, and I am not feeling particularly drawn to one or the other for which one I want to start with. Yes, all right. So what I'm going to do is, it looks like Carmina is also a Taurus. I am going to pull our 3 cards from the Zen of Animals. So I'm going to ask our guides, the universe, whoever's working with us today from the highest light, I'm going to ask them which animal energies can we embody to harness this energy of serenity and calm and peace throughout this time of having Venus in Libra. It's been a while since I've used this deck and I'm excited. I have 2 more decks coming in the mail. So it's been, when was the last time I got a new deck? It was when I went to Alabama. No, not November. That was in maybe April or May was the last time I got a new deck. So I'm excited. I love learning new decks. Opal, I am also a Scorpio with Venus, Mercury, and Neptune also in Scorpio. So that's called a stellium when you have 3 or more planets in one sign or in one house. That's called a stellium, and that brings lots of energy, lots of lessons to be learned in that area of your life. Super random, but do you have any tips for sticky decks? I've never experienced a sticky deck. I would imagine just using it more and more, shuffle it, keep it in your hands, like walk around your house when you're watching TV or whatever, just shuffle the deck. I feel like that will help take the coating off. But yeah, I've never experienced a sticky deck. Is that what you're talking about? Is it just, or like, are the cards stiff? Maybe they need to be like card shuffled, you know, like bent around a little bit. Michelle's already feeling card 2 and 3. So the way that I run my readings is that I do group readings. So I invite you to send your energy into the deck and ask your guides for messages, right? Ask them for, you can specifically ask them right now, like, what animal can I embody to help me effortlessly move through all of this upcoming energy? You guys have strong energy today, I would say. The cards stick together. Honestly, Elisa, now that you're saying it, I have 1 tarot deck that the cards stick together, and maybe it just wasn't the right time for me. Like, I was just not feeling this deck, so I put it away. I think I've used it like twice. It was just annoying me. But I would, use them. Give them, put your own oils on them, and I would bend them a little bit. Some people are particular about their decks and they don't want them to be bent, but I like the used look. It looks like you use them, right? So Nichelle and Jennifer are already feeling some cards. I'm going to show you the backs of all 3 cards, and I invite you to tune into your physical senses. That's how your guides communicate with you. They don't always whisper in your ear, and they don't always show you a movie when you close your eyes. Sometimes it's as subtle as like, oh, I have an itch on my nose when she held up card 2, so maybe that's a message for me. Or maybe, there's a ringing in your ear, or your eye twitches, or something with your physical body. Or you might just know, right? Claircognizance is just knowing. So the backs of the cards will look the same, but let us know which card, or more than one card, is resonating with you today. Here is the back of card number 1. Here's the back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. So let us know which card or cards stood out to you, and I'll show them one more time just in case you need a second glance. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. I saw Christian and Doug said that they were working with 2. I scrolled up too much. Christine is also working with 2. Susan, 1 for me. Bonnie, 2 and the opposite of 1. Very interesting. Let's see how that unfolds. Jacqui, 1 swirled. Looked like they were in motion. Beautiful. Elisa's working with 1. Dr. Monica, 3. Brandy's working with 2. Miriam, 2. Elisa, some 3. Violet's working with 3. Carmen's working with 3. Catherine, 1. Gail, 2. Oh, Gail, I love that name. I haven't seen that name in a very long time. Cool. So sometimes, guys, I don't have the best vocabulary. Let me know if I'm pronouncing this word correctly or not. Card number 1, and just as a reminder, this is asking our guides what animals to embody throughout this Venus in Libra until October 23rd. Christine, all 3 for me, but when you talked about 2, my whole body was itchy. Curious. Okay, so I think this is stated Killin, maybe? If I'm saying it wrong, whatever, you get the picture. You see it, right? So if card number 1 resonated with you, your guides are telling you to embody, your guides are suggesting that you embody the energy of the Killin. So the keywords for this card are protection, good omen, prosperity, success, judgment, elements, and precious stones. Ooh, actually, it gives me, in the book, it says the fiery Kylin, and it spells K-Y-L-I-N. The fiery Kylin is thought to have been inspired by the giraffe. In the West, it is aligned with the unicorn. Magical and powerful, it is the 3rd most venerated mythical creature of the East, after the dragon and the phoenix. A Kylin appears to foretell good news, to distinguish between good and evil, and to protect babies. The appearance of a Kylin is cause for excitement. Your waiting is over, and something new and wonderful is about to happen. Use your gemstones to give helpful support at this time. Beautiful. And all of these cards come with a quote. So the quote for this card: karma is simply the wholeness of a cause, or first action, and its effect, or fruition, which then becomes another cause. In fact, one karmic cause can have many fruitions, all of which can cause thousands of more creations. Just as a handful of seed can ripen into a full field of grain, a small amount of karma can generate limitless effects. I'm getting lots of energy from this whole card, and I'm trying to channel it into one message. I'm going to read that quote again, because I feel like there was more in it. Karma is simply the wholeness of a cause, or first action, and its effect, or fruition, which then becomes another cause. Karma is the wholeness of a cause, which then becomes another cause. Interesting. In fact, one karmic cause can have many fruitions, all of which can cause thousands more creations. Just as a handful of seed can ripen into a full field of grain, a small amount of karma can generate limitless effects. All right, got it. This card is calling you throughout this time of Venus and Libra, the intention that we set. This is like time to make everything right. This is calling to me that this is a time of, planting your seeds, just like the card says. But making those small little changes in your life now that will blossom into all of this wonderful karma that you will see afterwards. So this card is kind of calling you to set everything straight, right? So a Kylin appears to foretell good news. So the Kylin is here to let you know that everything's going to be okay. To distinguish between good and evil, so kind of get things right in your life. Understand, even, oh my gosh, it's hard to say, but sometimes we have these patterns of behavior in our lives, and they're just so second nature to us, and sometimes we don't realize that we're harming ourselves, or we might be causing unintentional harm to those around us. So look at the balance of good and evil within yourself and your acts in your life, right? Maybe there's a source of evil in your life, and when I say evil, it doesn't have to be literally the devil standing in your house, but anything that is not serving your highest good. Okay, so this card is calling you at this time to just notice what could be eliminated from your life now, and that will bring your wonderful karma when shit starts to hit the fan. And the Kylan also protects babies. So maybe specifically if you are a parent, or if you have a child in your life, a niece, nephew, grandson, granddaughter, all that stuff, what kind of evil can you protect them from at this time? A lot. And this card is also specifically letting you know to use your gemstones. So if you have some crystals, this might be, it was 22:22 on the clock when I said that, as far as timing the event. If you have crystals, they might be calling to you right now to use them a little bit more, to get to know them a little bit more. And if you don't have crystals, maybe put your antennas up to notice which ones are continuously being brought into your life. Let's see. Michelle card has a dragon, and the girl reminds me of Mulan. That's awesome. I actually never saw that movie. I wasn't really a big Disney person. But I can see what you're talking about. Absolutely. Jacqui, love this. Perfectly aligned with other signs coming my way. Beautiful. Bonnie, I'll be working on what the opposite of this is. I mean, I can say like, oh sure, the opposite is to bring evil into your life, but obviously not, right? Bonnie, I feel like this card is calling for people to plant seeds now that are going to come to fruition in the later in the month, but I wonder if this is calling for you to nurture those seeds because you have been doing so much work. That was just my quick observation of that. Let's see, Kayla talked about her cards. What you got today, Kayla? 2, I knew before, got a pain in my big right toe. 1 feels like moon energy. Sorry, the screen jumped. 3, my eyes swirled. Interesting. Monica just sent this pic to my business partner, who's kind of like a dragon, to my fairy energetically. I love it. And Bonnie, you had a similar feeling. Very cool. Monica, that sparks a very quick story. So last night I went to a Reiki share. Yesterday there happened to be 9 people, but 9 Reiki practitioners got together. We took out 2 beds and we all share Reiki with each other, right? And one of my good friends is a Reiki practitioner. She is a fairy, right? So I was working at her head, and there were 2 other people working on her at the time, and I met one of her dragons, and it was the coolest thing that's ever happened. And I've never experienced the dragon energy, but I just think that's so funny, Monica, that you said you sent it to your business partner, who's like the dragon, to your fairy, and yesterday that whole thing happened. But it was very interesting. Reiki's awesome. Let me just say. All right, guys, card number 2. If card number 2 resonated with you, your guides are calling you to use the energy of the monkey. The keywords for monkey are mischievous, naughty, monkey mind, volatile, playful, tricky, and devious. Before I even read this, I feel like if card number 2 resonated with you, you might be playing a little bit too much of goody two-shoes. Like this card might be telling you to step out of the box and be a little bit of a rebel, but let's see. Monkeys seem like children who never grow up. but despite their playfulness, they can be sharp and cunning to achieve their will. We are warned against a monkey mind, but this may be more about their dexterity in leaping from one thing to another and being difficult to control than their minds, per se. Being our close relative, the monkey can help us see our primal selves, those things we are pleased to have grown beyond, and others we might feel nostalgic about losing, such as mutual grooming. And the quote for this card: "Nothing in this world is difficult, but thinking makes it seem so. Where there is true will, there is always a way." If card number 2 was calling to you guys, strip away the illusion of having to act a certain way because of society, because of rules, because of the social norm. Like, forget it. I want to use a different word, but I'm trying to limit my swearing. But like, forget all of that. Who cares how you show up in the world? I feel like this is an authenticity card. Like, this is very much calling you to stop acting the way that we have been trained to act. Who says that you need... I'm trying to think of an example. I guess even just like me, I'm trying to curb my swearing. Like, who says that I need to curb my swearing, right? Like, who created that rule? Who created the rule that... I'm looking for an example. Yeah, Elisa, march to the beat of your own drum. But not so much as like, I'm doing this to be defiant, not the energy of like, I'm doing this to be different, but just tuning into what your body wants to do at this time. Okay, so like laughing too much at a joke, you know, or like crying in public because an emotion came over you. Like, these primal things that we have available to us as humans. Like, we've been trained out of feeling in lots of ways, you know, like it's not appropriate to be angry at work because then you're going to make the other people feel weird. Bad. Sorry, but like, who cares? It's an emotion that you're having, right? And if people can't handle you being an emotional being, that's on them. That's their stuff that they need to work on. That came up with my client yesterday too. She was talking about how the way that she would like word her emails is like, she wants to get to a point like, okay, here's the information, what's the action item? And it was just a one sentence like, okay, what are we going to do now? And that would make people uncomfortable because they don't want to be questioned. Like, people take things so offensively, so personally. Yeah, so monkey card, just start being authentic. Go back to your primal stuff. Hello, Anik. Late this morning, then couldn't log in. No one's ever late. If you show up when we've already started, that just means the first messages weren't meant for you to hear today. However, if you want to go back, you can always watch these replays on my YouTube channel. Carmina, I am struggling to write a cover letter to apply for a cool job that I don't have all the desired qualifications for. Spirits, help. What do you have that would make you good for the job, right? Sometimes you never know who the hiring manager is either. Like, they can put whatever they want on the Indeed posting, or, you know, like on their job posting. But that doesn't mean that the person reading your resume or reading your cover letter is adhering to those qualifications 100%. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, right? Bonnie, this week I have been working through feelings of obligation. This card makes sense. Thank you for, obligation. Release the obligation. You're not obliged to do anything. Katie, self-trust. Absolutely. My scroll is all over the place today. It's like going way too far up and way too far down. What else? Carly. I can see your name, but working on that scroll. What rules would Venus want us to break? Great question. Fairness. I got a strong sense of like seeing people being mistreated type of things. So instead of standing back and watching, Venus in Libra. Libra is the judge. Libra is the scales of justice. So like if you're witnessing someone being like disrespected or like demeaned in any way, I feel like Venus would want you to break that social norm of like, I don't know. I feel like when that happens, most people will just walk right by. They'll watch it, you know? Good thing that's not happening to me. I'm gonna go this way. I feel like it's standing up for the underdog in some ways. I promise we'll get to card 3, but I love reading all of your comments. Jennifer, oh my god, so spot on. Love your intuition. Everyone has it. I just let my mouth do things. Elisa, because we are told to suppress our emotions because they can make other people feel uncomfortable. Yep. It's not the world's job to look out for my emotions. It's my job to look out for my emotions. Just like it sounds harsh, but like your emotions are your responsibility. It's not meant to be put on everyone else to make you feel comfortable. That's giving your power away. That is disempowering yourself. Codependent no more came to mind. Love it. Carmina, it's a tiny organization. The director gets the application. Maybe the director would like you, right? You know, they can see that spark. You got spunk, kid. Like, that's what came to mind. Kayla, focus on what you have to offer, not what you're lacking. Thank you for saying that, Kayla. Monica, yes, had a big event and nobody from the yoga staff came to help and I was disappointed, but told not to share any guilt-inducing feelings that would make others feel uncomfortable. Don't express your emotions because everyone else might get sad. I was mostly disappointed with my partner, but probably took it out as just felt left down. Yeah, you get it, Monica. I'm sorry. That sucks. And especially like, I don't know. There's a way of expressing emotions without making it the other person's fault. I think that's where the disconnect is, right? So you had a big event and no one from the yoga staff came to help. So like, not blaming it on the yoga staff, like, you guys suck because you, not doing that, but saying like, I was disappointed that no one came to help. I felt left out. I felt let down. Like, it's okay to share those kinds of feelings. Your emotions are not their fault. They're yours to handle. Awesome. Let's see what card 3 has to say. Card 3 brings us the energy of the panda. The keywords for this card are large and gentle, vegetarian, yin and yang coloring, precious and endangered, and an icon of conservation. Much loved symbols of conservation, giant pandas win our hearts with their cuddliness, fun, and dramatic beauty. Their gentleness and vegetarian diet reassure us that such large bears could be friends. The yin-yang, black-white coloration of these bears aptly expresses their balanced nature. We all need to find both sides of ourselves to enjoy life and be stimulatingly productive. This card feels extremely Libra to me. Quote from this card, neither void nor non-void, so is everything described, that indeed is the middle path For there is existence as well as non-existence, and again, existence. This card is reminding us that bringing our lives into balance can bring comfort. I have the energy and I'm looking for the words. Not everything about your quote-unquote dark side is bad or scary or wrong. It has taught you lessons. Dark and light, shadow, your shadow self and your light body, right? They need to work together in order to bring change to this world, in order to bring you the life that you desire. If you always walked around using your light body, you would probably get yourself into a lot of trouble. You'd get yourself into a lot of naive situations. It's like I half believe what's coming out of my mouth, and maybe this is training for myself. However, when you dive into your shadow side, when you dive into the part of yourself that is hard to look at, the part of yourself that has gone through trauma, that has been disrespected, maybe neglected, maybe abused, you know, it sucks that that stuff happened to us, but what lessons have you learned from that? How have you used that trauma to come out on top? How have you used those memories to now treat other people in a better way, right? So it's not about going into the depressive shadow side that you're always living in the woe is me, I can't believe this happened to me, the victim mentality. No, it's taking the best of both worlds. Appreciating the lessons that you've learned and spreading your light everywhere. That's what makes the warm, cuddly panda energy. So from this reading in general, I'm getting balance things out, like look to see what is serving you and what is not serving you, and sandwiched in the middle is that monkey saying, forget societal norms, forget, you know, like living up to your obligations, take off your mask, just be a human. Be a human. Human beings are love. Humans come from love. I would say 98% of humans are 100% love. I feel like a lot of the hate that is in our world is kind of like made up or exaggerated, right? And then people who haven't done their shadow work see this false hate coming through maybe television screens or something, and then they emotionally react to it, and then they spit hate into the rest of the world. But could you imagine if 100% of the people turned off the news, how much people would be helping each other and how much people would love each other, because that's our human nature. Nichelle, wonderful message. Song Feel. You can be the best of both worlds. Love Hannah Montana. I was her for Halloween one year with my coworker who was Billy Ray Cyrus. That was awesome. You do get the best of both worlds. You can get the best of both worlds. Monica, I need to protect my gentle fairy energy and appreciate all the support I do have in my life. Others showed up, including my family and clients, learning to respect myself and realize how much I've grown, and that I'm an awesome mama, and that everyone knows I'm a steady that can be counted upon. That's beautiful, Monica, and all of those things are very true. It's okay to feel, you know, like you were disappointed in your yoga staff, right? And thank you for letting me use you as an example, because I hope other people are picking up on the message from this. It's okay to feel disappointed, and it's okay to express that disappointment in a way that isn't directing it at someone else. But then, like you just did, maybe going in and looking at your shadow and figuring out, why did that impact me so much? Why was I so disappointed that they didn't show up? And that can be, the burden can be lightened by doing the rest of what you did. Oh, I had this other support. I'm a great person. People do love me. It was just that one little like fling to your shadow, right? I will pull a culminating card. I wonder if any of you guys know what deck I'm going to pull out. I feel like I use this deck all the time when Venus events come up. But I'm going to pull our culminating card today from Work Your Light. This deck just feels like a Venus deck to me. So it will wrap up the reading. It will give us one final culminating message to walk away with. So please send your energy into my deck as I shuffle, asking our guides to pull us one more card. Sarissa has this deck. I do love Rebecca Campbell. If you have been enjoying today's session, if you would like to offer an energy exchange in the form of a donation, those are always appreciated, never expected. If you haven't followed me on Insight Timer, you can do so to stay updated when I post new classes. If you'd like to understand more about the astrology that I've been talking about, I have a course on Insight Timer called Astrology 101. It's 13 days. It's only like 10-15 minutes a day, so you can learn. What else? If you'd like to work one-on-one with me, my personal website is available on my Insight Timer bio. So we can work together for readings or for Reiki, which we will be getting to in 5-ish minutes. And what else? I'll talk about my retreat after the Reiki. I love this card. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen it before, but just the title of it makes me feel so good, actually, for what we were just talking about. All right. Sarissa, I have 2 of her decks. You know, when I bought this deck online, and I thought that it was the Lightworker Oracle. Is that one of her other decks? And it wasn't. You know, like I was looking for one deck, and I obviously like bought this deck, and it came for a reason, and I love it. Monica says that I rock. Thank you, Monica. You can only see in others what you hold inside of your health, inside of yourself, by the way. Our guides are calling us to break the chain. Cue Fleetwood Mac. Ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. You are being called to heal your family line or free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. This could mean letting go of an old pattern of your maternal or paternal line, mother or father. Healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being that no longer serve you. We carry emotional trauma in our luminous field for up to 7 generations back. This is why family patterns can be the hardest to break. Often they are not even ours to begin with. But we do not know another way of being, so we continue playing out the drama. The thing to notice when ancestral healing comes up is that you cannot heal another person, but your own healing can cause another person to choose to heal. Energy is freed up. You are being guided now to look at your life and decide how you want it to be. What ways of being or patterns are you ready to free yourself from? What part of your future do you want to rewrite? Now is the time to shake them off and dream a new future into being. My leg has pins and needles all over it. This is a very strong message. And this, super important, okay? How does it wrap up the whole reading, we're talking about this yin and yang balance, like looking into your shadow self, and then also acting as the monkey, allowing yourself to be your loving human being self without worrying about societal rules, right, that have been placed on us. Breaking the chain. Healing ancestral trauma. First off, if you didn't know that you are capable of healing ancestral trauma and breaking patterns in your ancestral line, that's a revelation in itself. I remember when an energy worker told me that I am able to break a pattern in my family, and I 100% believe her because I feel like I've done it. I haven't created offspring just yet, but I know that it is broken, right? Things such as, like, patterns of behavior. Like if your ancestors had lots of worries about money because they were poor, and then it was passed on and passed on and passed on, and then you're born into a family that worries about money because your grandma, your great-grandma, your great-great-great, all these people, like, it's just like a family energy that comes through you. You have the 100% ability to say, I recognize this pattern, that's step one. I recognize that this is a pattern in my family, and I choose not to continue it. It's as easy as that, but it's not as easy as that, because you are programmed to continue this pattern that has been laid out for your family on a platter, right? This is what the Smiths do. And it just takes, like, the warrior self in us to break that, right? An example from my family, there have been so many of my aunts, uncles, grandparents, whatever, who have gone down the wrong path, got involved with drugs. Lots of them have ended up in the clink. And when I was 16, you know, walking around just like, oh, life's easy, whatever, like, I was going down that path until I love being the baby of 10 kids, guys, because I get to watch a lot. Like, my whole life was an observation, just seeing how everyone acted, and I got to see, like, 20 years ahead of what my choices would be in life. But just, like, watching my family and seeing, like, I don't want that for myself. I used to say that as a kid, too. I don't really have any good examples in my life, but I have a lot of examples of exactly what I don't want. And I made the clear decision, you know, and it wasn't easy because what I was just saying before, you can only see in people what you hold inside of yourself. And if you're walking through the formative years of your life with these examples of your whole family, like, it could be things like my whole family is overweight, so I'm gonna be overweight. No, your family's, it's because of their patterns and their behaviors and their actions and their emotions. Like, there's a lot that goes into holding extra weight. That doesn't mean that you're doomed. I don't believe that genetics are a thing. I believe it's all energy, and you have the 100% ability to clear anything. My dad died of heart issues. Am I worried about my heart? No, I do energy work. I'm healthy. I eat right. Like, I'm fine. If I were to hold on to that fear that, like, oh, heart issues run in my family. My grandfather died of heart issues. My dad died of heart issues. You're setting yourself up. You're intending that to happen. You're asking the universe to manifest that in your life. This is an exciting card. You are so capable of breaking the pattern. And this card is telling you it's the time. It's time. What is the pattern in your life through your ancestry? Like, pick one. What is something that you do not want for yourself? And then it's about knowing how to intend, because the universe doesn't understand negatives. The universe does not understand the word no. It does not understand the word not. Like, I do not want this. So it's about programming your mind to put yourself in the state of mind of, instead of, I do not want heart disease. No, you tell yourself, I have a healthy heart. I have a healthy body. I make healthy choices. Present tense, positive words. Let me see what you guys are talking about. There's a lot going on. That was a rant. Thank you guys for letting me. Thank you for holding the space for me to get those opinions out. And let me see what you all are talking about. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I love it. Christine, oh my God, this card speaks volumes to what I'm going through currently with my family of origin. Looking at myself trying to break free. Yes. Bonnie, my dad is really sick at 93. As the baby of 8, I am the go-to for helping him. Oh my gosh, I took care of my dad too. It was the same way when my mom was dying of cancer. I have been working with being at peace with how I want to handle this, not feeling pressured by siblings. And same for me, Jacqui. Watched those siblings and learned. Also learned how to respect that everyone is different. Love it. Love it, love it. Oh no, I'm hopping again. We're gonna get to Reiki in just a second. Sarissa, this came up for me on my frequency device in the coaching module, which gets into your subconscious. Now it comes up again. Someone's talking to you. Someone is letting you know that you're being called. Christine, I'm second to last of 13 children. I resonate with all that you're saying. You're an amazing spirit. Thank you, Christine. I love big families. You learn so much from big families. It's not easy, but poof. Carly, nurture over nature. You can influence your genetics. I agree. Sarissa feels the same way. Nichelle, I don't want to be like put your trauma to child. Oh yeah, you don't want to pass your trauma onto your children. Absolutely. Currently, I feel like a lot of our society, I have opinions, right? I'm 31 years old. Like, I grew up with the generation that I grew up with. Like, that's what I was surrounded. That's where my opinions come from. My opinion is that, like, my parents' generation, that's when I feel like that's when the emotional family stuff started happening after World War II, when the whole world, like, everyone go to work. Stop raising your kids at home. Send them to school, go to work, break up the family unit, and, like, I feel like that's when this trauma started. People had emotions, and it was not acceptable to express them. So my parents, my dad is deceased, but my mom's 71, so she was born in 51. So, like, her mom, born in the 30s, they had all these emotions and they had no way to express them. So then, like, my parents' generation, the 50s and 60s kids, were raised by parents who were clearly emotional but couldn't do anything about it. So then my parents learned how to sweep everything under the rug. Like, it's okay, we're poor, it's fine, just don't talk about it and it's fine. And then I get here and I'm like, forget this. This is so uncomfortable. I see it and just let it go. Let it go, let it go. All right, I see a couple comments and then we're gonna transition into Reiki. So if you wanna start getting into your comfortable position, your meditative position. I'll talk you through a grounding meditation in just a second. Kayla, I've been saying that so much lately, and my son thinks it's really funny. I love it. Sarissa, sending love to Bonnie. Thank you kindly, Christine and Jacqui, for your donations. Much, much appreciated. Sarissa is aligned with the parents. Yeah. Just my opinion. Thanks for hearing my way of thinking, guys. Sarissa, we never talked about things. Just forget it happened. So damaging. As a parent myself, I refuse to do that. And everyone has their own way of handling things. Everyone has their own timeline of healing this trauma as well. Let's meditate. I'm going to talk you through a grounding meditation to connect into your bodies, and then I will channel some Reiki energy for you all, and then I'll talk you out of the meditation, and we will wrap things up before the weekend. So either seated or lying down, maybe reaching for one of your favorite crystals or 5. Ava, love to you. My dad passed on August 8th. Back problems, lots of stress and trauma situation for me. It sounds like he was taken by the Lion's portal. It's very strong-spirited man I'm feeling. Taking a few deep breaths, everyone. Releasing any stress that you're holding, releasing any anxiety, any worry. Turning off your mind, knowing that this time is for you to be right here, right now. The need to act is gone, and the need to think is gone for now. Feeling into all of the contact points that you have with the surface beneath you. And tuning into the feeling of being held by Mother Earth. Noticing her effortless support. And just for a moment, let's bring our awareness directly above the crown of our head in an egg-shaped white orb of light. Spending a moment here, training yourself how to separate your awareness from your physical body. Viewing life from your eagle's perch. Detaching. And acting as the curious observer as this egg of awareness cracks on the crown of your head, slowly flowing your awareness down all sides of the head and face, flowing down the back of your head, down the temples and ears, flowing down your forehead, eyebrows, eyelids, and eyelashes, dripping off the tip of your nose, flowing down the cheeks, upper lip, lower lip, your chin, your jaw, flowing down all sides of your neck, and running off your shoulders, flowing down the upper arms, over the elbows, down to the forearms, past the wrists, into your hands, and each finger. Bringing your awareness to your collarbones, slowly flowing down the front side of your body, gently tuning in to the beating of your heart. Feeling how the breath causes your ribs to expand and contract. Flowing down into the belly. Feeling into the organs resting behind the abdomen. Noticing how the breath causes the belly to rise and fall. Flowing your awareness down into your pelvic floor. coming to your upper back. Slowly flowing down the back side of your body, passing over the shoulder blades, weaving in and out the backs of the ribs, flowing down the mid-back, the lower back, and into your glutes. Flowing down the upper legs, over the knees, down to your lower legs, out to your ankles, tops of your feet, into each toe, and the soles of your feet. Breathing deeply as you feel into your entire body. Spreading your awareness throughout every cell of your body at once. Using the breath to open the central energy channel within our bodies by breathing in deeply through your nose, watching the breath as it travels down your spine all the way to the root chakra in your pelvic floor. And as you exhale, watch the breath reach up the spine to the crown of your head. Inhaling down to the root and exhaling up to the crown. Continue for a few rounds in silence. Releasing your breath back to your natural rhythm as you begin to imagine roots growing down from each contact point you have with the surface beneath you. And watching these roots as they travel down into Mother Earth, growing stronger as they go down, digging deeper and digging wider, firmly grounding yourself into Mother Earth. Welcoming in your guides and angels for any assistance they may have to offer at this time. Allowing permission for the Reiki energy to be received by intending to completely surrender to this Reiki energy as it nourishes your highest good. Bringing your focus back inside of your body, allowing your thoughts to flutter away as you receive this precious gift of time for yourself. Allow yourself to be fully present within your body, noticing anything that may rise to the surface as I keep track of the time. Turning your focus to your breath. Feeling into the weight of your body resting in space. Imagine a brilliant glowing ball of vibrant white light in the center of your chest. This warm ball of light surrounds your entire heart. On each inhale, this light becomes brighter and more vibrant. And on the exhale, the ball begins to grow in every direction throughout your body. Inhaling as the light shines brighter, and exhaling as the ball grows larger and larger until it encompasses your entire body. The white light slowly fades away as the connection to this Reiki energy transmission closes, allowing you to return home to yourself. Taking the time now to send gratitude to your guides and angels, and listening in to receive any last messages. And slowly beginning to bring some movement back to your body, wiggling the fingers and toes, rolling out the wrists and ankles, stretching out your body however it's calling you to. And perhaps bringing your hands together, rubbing them back and forth, creating friction, creating heat, cupping the warm palms over your eyes, beginning to blink your eyes open, allowing the light to peek in through the cracks as you slowly bring yourself back into your physical body. Thank you so much for joining me today. Love to all. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Miriam, thank you very kindly for your donation. Heidi, your angels and guides are with you 100% of the time. There's too many of them to not be with you. It is, how do I put this in words? They're always there, right? And they are trying to show themselves to you, but they are not on the same vibration as we are. They're not on the same dimensional plane as we are. So they're showing you things, but you might just not be receiving it at this time, which happens to all of us, right? Tuning into your physical senses, asking for them to do specific things like touch my arm, right? Brush my hair. Play around with it, Heidi. The fact that you're asking means that you're ready to start receiving their messages. Ava, namaste. Cat love to you as well. I saw that you mentioned about your father as well. Christine, thank you. And thank you kindly for your donation. Jane, thank you. Throughout that Reiki transmission, I was just receiving these downloads about how Anne felt, she experienced a profound shift. I love it. That was beautiful today, guys. Like, it's all of us that create this energy, right? It's not me giving it to you. It's all of us. The energy in this group today was amazing. I was getting information about clearing this ancestral trauma. Oh my gosh. I get all these things and then I try to put it into human words and it like does it no justice. Living through your authentic self, acting as your primal self is the key to, right, keeping everything in balance and also clearing your ancestral trauma. I have the energy and I'm looking for the words. Who cares if someone likes you? Because imagine the joy of doing what you wanted to do all of the time. Like, how much joy would that bring you to have no expectations on yourself? And if you're living in joy with no expectations, you have no intention to do any harm. So you can trust that you're doing no harm because you have no reason to do any harm. So by doing whatever you want all of the time will result in doing good because you don't have the emotions of other people putting pressure on you in order to act a certain way, right? You don't have the pressure of having to live up to a certain expectation. There's too many words. Maybe that's for another day. And I want to read your comments because I want to talk about my upcoming women's retreat. So if you want to stick around for like 5 more minutes, I'm going to give you an update on my retreat. Jacqui, fabulous Jacqui. November 4 came to me during meditation. Going to write it down and see what it may mean. Love it. I love it. Yes, those types of things. Like, we get messages like this, like, oh, I thought of November 4th. Most of our society would be like, oh, I don't know, maybe there was something that I had planned that day, and you just, but no, that's your guide saying, like, hey, pay attention on November 4th. I don't know what it means, but it's something. And it might not even be November 4th this year. It might be November 4th in a past year or in an upcoming year. Sarissa, my guides are my great-grandma, my grandma, my grandpa. I love it. I love it. I love it. Bonnie, big resolution to an old wound. I think the opposite of the card was telling me I am not subject to negative karma for being in survival mode and dealing with a difficult time. Love it. I felt your hand on my head and felt white light, and then you called the white light. I love it. I love it. I rarely use white light in the end of my meditation. It used to be gold all of the time because that's the color that I associate with Reiki, and then I started just being called to different colors, and yeah, love it. Interesting. I felt a lot too. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carly. Bonnie is sending love to Kat and her family. Jane, Bonnie, so beautiful. Yeah, everything's connected. The more you just give yourself into this energetic world, the more literal magic happens, and it is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. One more bit about that Reiki share. So I was with my friend Sam. Love her to pieces. She's a little Pisces, and she is a fairy. She's just this bubbly, like, all the time. Lightens my life. She and I were working at the same table at this Reiki share, and every single time that we came out of like a practice, because Reiki shares, it's a bunch of Reiki practitioners, you all work on each other. So each person got like 12 minutes on the table. So we'd do our work, and then we'd like come out of it and we'd talk about our experiences, and she and I kept seeing the same things, the same exact things. And that's how you know that energy is real, right? Like, I know what I experienced, and then she would usually talk first, and I was just like mind blown every time. Like, you were also in the sea, you also were seeing elves. Like, that's how you know it's real. Okay, women's retreat update. I promised you guys that tickets would go for sale tomorrow for this women's retreat. Depending on how much I blab my face off right now, and how much review I need to do on this, there's a chance that they will go for sale before 10:30 a.m. Central Time, because that's the time I need to leave the house today. But I've been putting it together on my website. Very good chance that within the next hour, it will be up for sale, but Mercury is retrograde, so I need to look over everything at least 47 more times. But I am hosting a women's retreat in Jamestown, Kentucky, the most random spot, but I was led to it, so we're going with it. It is occurring March 30th of next year through April 2nd of next year. So that's a Thursday evening through a Sunday morning. I have rented a cabin and have 12 available beds. And right now there are There are 5 beds called for already. All this information is available on the website, so you can see how many spots are still open, blah, blah, blah. But I'm asking for this to be, so this is an Aquarius retreat, right? It's called Aquarius Adventures. I'm doing it next March because that is when Pluto is moving into Aquarius, and like that's just so much Aquarius energy. What is Aquarius energy, Jacqui? Community, collaboration, humanitarianism, uniqueness, unexpectedness. So this retreat is not me presenting you with all of these like, oh, here's these people who are going to do all these meditations, and like it's not me leading the whole thing. I'm asking everyone who comes to bring one small gift or service to share. So far we have a Reiki practitioner who's going to be doing mini Reiki sessions. We have an artist who is going to be leading an art workshop type thing. We have what do I even call her? A beautiful woman who is going to be leading a workshop regarding like accessing your own psychic gifts. We have a reflexologist coming to do mini reflexology sessions. Absolutely, Heidi. Yes. So far, the oldest person I have right now, I think she's 70. And then I'm going to be offering like so much stuff, right? So yeah, look to my website later today, and if it's not up by 10:30, because I have to leave the house at 10:30, it will be up tomorrow. So yeah, I'm very excited, and Insight Timer is the only place that knows that it's going to go up today, maybe. So yeah, I'm going to stop blabbing. I'm going to see what you guys are talking about so I can go work on that. I'm very excited. I'm very much looking forward to this retreat because I say it all the time. It's you guys that make this what it is. It's all of us together. That's the energy that we're going into with this age of Aquarius. There's so many different like start dates for this age of Aquarius, whatever. I don't know if we're in it, but I feel the energy of it, right? We're moving away from one ruler over lots of people, and we're moving into everyone does a little bit of work, and we're all just amazing. We all have everything that we need. So, can you do a session that will help release our anxiety? I would say that every Reiki session helps release anxiety. The beautiful thing about Reiki is whatever you intend when you enter the Reiki energy is usually what you get out of it. Reiki is an intelligent energy, so even if your intention is up here and there's a deeper level, like Reiki will usually get into the deeper level and take care of that, which will in turn help with your intention. So, Monica sharing hugs and love and through all in our community. Thank you, Monica. I love it. Side note also, the whole month of October, I'm going to be lowering the prices of my tarot readings on my website. I'm doing a Halloween special because I love Halloween. So all my tarot readings are only $31 per spread. So check out my website if you want to book a tarot reading with me. And if you would like to have specific new moon, full moon, and new month tarot readings available. I do have a Patreon community where I do those things. So it's brand new. I just put the new moon spread up last week. The October looking ahead month spread went up yesterday. So yes, using tarot to embrace what is coming, what energies are coming forward. Great questions, guys. Heidi, it is in Jamestown, Kentucky, so the Lexington Bluegrass Airport is the closest. Lexington Bluegrass Airport. The retreat, Christine, wonderful question. My website is where everything will be available. So Insight Timer is going slow right now. You can go into my profile, my teacher profile, and in my about section or bio, whatever it's called, lakesidelivinghealer.com. If I put the actual web address in the chat, it won't go through. So that's why I spaced it. lakesidelivinghealer.com. Looks like we lost audio again, but that must just mean that we're done.